Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining me. It's been quite a week. I got to tell you, things are quite hectic here. And that is why I really deeply apologize for being tardy in my video uploads, but we are getting back on track. I had to take a little bit of a hiatus because, of course, you guys know that we're moving. And, if you know anything about Germany, things don't always go as planned when it comes to logistics. I know that might be shocking for you. It's also very shocking for me. So let's get into this video because you're looking at the thumbnail. You're not trying to get into all of my personal problems. Today, we're going to be talking about my my art collection for this year because I will be starting a new collection. Hopefully, I'm maybe getting very ambitious. It's a small collection, but this collection is from this year, the 2004 collection. It's going to be a small collection of about 4 or 5 pieces. Um, yeah, about 4 or 5 pieces. And so before I start with that, I'd like to show YouTube my collection from this year. I think their prices are listed, but I will just be discussing the pieces, what inspires me, and talking about my art journey. Now, if you guys don't already know, I used to be a professional artist alongside teacher. I started teaching in 2007, I want to say. And the reason I started teaching was because it was a part of my mentoring job. I could have more access to more young people between the ages of 14 and 25 if I was directly in the schools. And the reason why I thought it really cool and interesting and fun and important to be a teacher was because I wanted to implement certain ways of learning in the classroom that are very, very important for the personal learning style of each individual person. So basically, what I would do is I would get in the classroom, learn everybody's learning style, learn the culture of the classroom, and use art to help to teach young people how to learn better, to take their learning into their own hands. And the reason I use this program is because it was actually given to me because I had some what is now referred to as learning disabilities or learning challenges. I was told that I would never learn how to read or write or amount to anything. I went as far as college before finding out that I have dyscalculia and dyslexia, which made it very challenging for me to do things like read and study. But it was through art, and I talk more about this on my Patreon. So if you guys are interested in that, you can go check out my Patreon, sign up. I have a whole set of classes that I teach over on Patreon as to show teachers or stay-at-home moms or world schooling parents or homeschooling parents what are some of the best practices, because this is relatively new information on the global scale, but my mom always knew that this is what helped. And it's kind of a roundabout thing. It's sort of like when people learn percussion or music. Yeah, percussion's meaning drums, piano, guitar, anything to do with music. It actually helps with math. And I'm not going to get into that today. What we're going to be discussing is my art journey as it pertains to this collection. You will see in this collection a whole bunch of newer pieces and older pieces. I think as old as, I want to say 4 years old. We'll see right now when it loads, guys. I am super sorry that this is so slow. But anyways, so yeah, these pieces they're all from Germany. So if you guys want any delivery or want any information on how to get your original piece of artwork by me to wherever it is you live in the world, please make sure to send me a message. I'll probably leave a link to my email address down below so you guys can check out this stuff. This is the one here. Let me see if I can actually, yeah, can we get in? Okay, can we get out? This is a little close. Just to be close to you. Okay, Nahanda, stick to your day job, please. This is too close, I guess. Oh, okay. So Freedom is one that has an aspect of yourself being happy, something that is wonderful. I hope everyone can feel this. This original piece was kind of a little bit more like naked. Here we go. There we go. Go. Yeah, it was a little bit more naked, but I decided to put this flower in because I really like flowers. I feel like flowers are a sign of vitality and sign of beauty and a sign of just, it gives people soul. And so when people are dancing, you gotta move with the music and move with the soul. And so freedom dance is basically the combination of this representing freedom, vitality, and beauty, because, women always represent beauty when you're talking about art most of the time. So here I have so I don't know if you guys know, I'm from Okay, I'm literally just learning how to play around with this. So you're gonna have to excusez-moi. Okay, so this was uploaded 3 months ago. This here are some women from Barranco. The women of Barranco is from a village close to Belize. I'm not from Barranco, but my grandfather is. And we are an indigenous Black African group native to Central America, and we originally came from St. Vincent, and we originally came from Africa during the time of slavery to flee during the time of slavery away from slavery. There is still a lot of discussion going on about whether or not we were escaped slaves. I don't know who can swim all the way from Africa to the Caribbean, like the shipwrecked and then the slaves just swam the rest of the way. Like, okay, because you ain't never swam in that ocean, right? I digress. So the women all wear white and they go to these ceremonies that are traditionally a part of our culture. And as you can see, this woman here is holding a bottle of white rum, not to drink, but to ward away from spirits. And this is actually taken from a photograph that I think I had on my Facebook. And when the person sent it to me, I had realized that they had all their eyes closed in unison, that they're walking to the temple and they were getting ready to sing. So this whole unity and unison was just pretty cool to me, that they all started singing at the same time. They're walking at different lanes, so nobody knows that the other one has their eyes closed, but they're all just doing it at the same time, getting ready to sing as they go towards the temple. I think this is a pretty cool piece. I mean, I will not be sad to have to hold on to it longer. I'm probably going to mount it and put it in my house so long as nobody wants to buy it from me. And so, yeah, this is the women of Barranco, who are Garifuna like myself, and this just celebrates my culture, um, which I'm very, very much attached to. Let me see if I can. I'm literally learning how to use this. So as we walk over here, this piece here is quite new. This is from this year. And I was a little bit scared to do it because I haven't done anything religious since my brother was studying to become a priest. He ended up not becoming a priest. He ended up getting married instead. But last time I did a piece like this, it was for him. So just to kind of like, encourage, celebrate, and really help him, be encouraged in his journey. And so here we have some old hands and a diamond rosary with a crucifix at the end. And the person is actively praying this crucifix as I am painting this picture. I really feel like this is one of those things that spirituality is something that is extremely valuable and has a great amount of wealth, especially in today's times where people are getting more and more away from their spiritual grounding, and religion has a very bad name, but there's also a lot of good beneficial things that come out of religious practices that we tend to want to steer away from, because I guess it's not really something that people can identify with anymore, or people focus a little bit too much on some of the negative things that religions are known for. And I think that this person, this wise person, or older meaning wiser person, knows the value of staying closer to a god and to their religious practices, because there is benefit in that. And that's why I chose diamonds, because diamonds are a sign of rarity. And in this time, of course, religious practices are very rare, especially in Christianity. That's, it's still pretty strong and irreplaceable, but, there is something to be said for people who can stick with their practices despite all of the turmoil and tumultuous conversation and stories behind them. So, with that being said, let's move on. I really love painting old hands. I think it says so much character. This person has worked so hard. This person is, you know, yeah. Anyways, I love the photo. This is also from a photograph that I took. I didn't take this photo, but it reminds me actually of my grandmother, a devout Catholic, her whole life, and she's 93. So also a piece I will not be feeling so sad to let go of. This one here, actually, I really just missed home. I love papayas. I don't know if you guys know this, but papayas is really good for your digestive tract. And I think maybe I might be giving too much information with this piece, but papayas are very, very delicious. They're one of the few fruits that my grandmother can't eat because she is diabetic, and they're loaded with lots of sugar. So I told her once that I would paint her some papayas so she can have them to look at least. And so it was kind of like an inside joke when I first started. And then I realized that this fruit doesn't look like the ones that you see in commercials and television and on the internet. Like the way they show it, it's like no freckles. All of these here have freckles. You have the ones that aren't ripe yet, and then the ones that are totally ripe, and then one that's cut open just for kicks, just for display because somebody's gonna get ready to eat it right now. And then the others that are like really, really green are in the back, but they are turning ripe, and they don't look like how you see them on TV. They're imperfect, but that still doesn't matter because they're still delicious. And that's what I was trying to portray with that painting right there. So these are my birds, party with friends, because my adopted sister, when we were kids, she could literally talk my head off, guys. Like we would just be sitting around talking, and whenever we would go out, we would invite one other person with us to just hang out. And if I would ask her, it became like a saying between us, like, what are you doing? And she's like, party with friends. And then she would laugh because obviously she was up to more than that, but she didn't want to share it with me. It was all good. But I used to like say that she was like a parrot because she talked so much. Um, and I love her to death. This piece is actually not as big as it seems compared to this one, and this one are the same size. Let's get in. Let's get into the size. So that's 30 by 25 inches, I believe, or centimeters. Is it centimeters? I'm gonna have to leave them down in the description box down below. But it's quite a small piece. It's very beautiful, vibrant. I don't really feel like this color, this is really doing the red justice. The red is extremely vibrant. But yeah, so I love that one. Siberian girl. I did this when my first art class. So I never took an art class. Yeah, I know that's kind of weird. But I ended up taking an art class when I moved here to Germany because I had literally nothing to do, and my husband was trying to get me into a space where I would learn the language and also like meet new people and stuff. And so I took a class in the neighborhood art gallery from an older artist, and he was kind of like my first therapist because he would say things like, you need to let go and feel it, and just don't be so restricted. Everything doesn't have to be perfect. It's still you. And I'm like, are we still talking about art here? Anyways, I chose this as my final project when I was in his class. And as you can see, it turned out pretty cool. It's a mixed piece. It's a mixed media piece. This here is actually some kind of weird paper that I found. It's supposed to be like a window, and you can't really see her face. But the whole time I was painting this, I was singing Liberian Girl, and he was like, I'm glad that you finally am starting to feel the art and let loose. In any case, I really enjoyed doing this piece. Also a piece that I really, really won't be sad to hold on to. I love all my pieces. They're like my children. But this is about feeling feminine and beautiful, mysterious, and just something that is tempting and seductive, but also very reserved and mysterious to everyone. So this one here is not for sale. Her prophetic dream. This is the one that's standing behind me. She's like my favorite. This is like my baby. This is a self-portrait of how a dream that I had of myself. On one side you have the crow, and then on the other side you have a quetzal. I don't know if you guys know anything about quetzals, but they're quite rare. And I think they were hunted or, viewed as pets. And so they kind of died out in Guatemala, but we do get a few on occasion in Belize, and they're absolute. Like, I tried so hard to capture the beauty of a quetzal, the vibrant reds, the iridescent green and blue, the way how the hair kind of just flares up. Quetzals are one of the most beautiful birds in Central America, and I think that being from Central America, I wanted to portray that rarity, beauty, and wealth in this picture because I feel myself to be valuable and, aesthetically pleasing as well from time to time. And the python is just a sign of that innocence and virtue, and also having had gone through a lot of different trials and tribulations in life, and being able to celebrate and still love life after that is something that I feel very proud of being able to do. So moving on. Yeah, this is a really small piece. Let me try to see, since I actually, oops. Oh, there we go. This is a really small piece. I really want to learn how to surf. And since I started to take up ninjutsu classes, we talk a lot about going with the flow and being harmonious with nature. And this is one of the many signs of the martial arts. It actually looks better on this than it does in real life to me, I guess because it shows up a lot bigger. And it's a pair with, how do I do this? Yeah, so these two are paired. These are the cherry blossom from Japan. And since the martial arts is basically, about being one with nature, and it's from Japan, this ninjutsu martial arts is from Japan, this is why I chose these two to be for my ninjutsu altar. I'll probably, if I can't insert a picture, post one on my page. So look out for that. So you can see exactly what my ninjutsu altar looks like. I probably shouldn't call it an art altar. I should call it like a display, because that sounds kind of like, yeah, worship. So they're both the same size. These cherry blossoms are very typically native to, oops, sorry, hang on a second. Let me see if I can get the information here. Size, people. Never mind. Size. Ah, okay. Well, the size I think is definitely in centimeters. Yeah, I think it's in centimeters. Okay, thanks. Thanks. Bye. It won't go away. 40, yeah, so the size is definitely in centimeters. This is a 40 by 30. The other one here is also 40 by 30. They're a matching pair, like I said. And this is just like when you see a cherry blossom forest, it is like this picture just doesn't do it justice. I tried, I really did. But it doesn't do justice because it's just such a beautiful thing to see. I haven't been to Japan, guys. I don't know why I'm saying it like I have. This one here is the Sleeping Woman, Sublime Sleep. This is one of my older collections. This is from 2000, and I think that says 2000. That can't be. Same year my daughter was born? Wow. Okay, this is one of my older pieces. I held on to it for a while, but now I think I'm ready to let it go because, yeah, I need to make space for new things. So you can get a really good deal on this if you just let me know if you're interested. Um, Let me see here. So it is, how big is it? 450 by 40 centimeters. So that's quite a nice size. As you can see, this is around that size. I think this one you can see as it is the size compared to me. I'm 5'5", so you can see how big this is. It's not that big. It can have its own small wall, or it could be in your bedroom over the bed. Yeah, so that's something to take into consideration. Let's take a look at that. It seems to have a lot of gridding. I don't know where these gridding came from. Probably from the camera when we took the picture, but it doesn't really have any gridding on it. So moving on. I'm literally clicking on everything. I think it's just moving very slowly, but I shouldn't do that. This is my springtime piece, Spring Fest. This is a really big deal here in Germany and Holland, where we have like a gazillion different colors of tulips. I love tulips. They're one of my favorite flowers outside of roses and hydrangeas. Hydrangeas? Yeah, I love those. Yeah, I know, guys. I'm like a old granny. Um, but when these flowers bloom, they smell divine and they look even more like they're so fascinating. So I usually hang this up during the springtime, and I was really trying to capture a different style of painting, which is the impressionistic style, and let myself like stop myself from getting into too many detailed parts of the piece, which is like literally impossible for me. I want it to be as perfect as possible. I definitely have a trademark signature style, but I decided that I would try to make sure that I didn't do that. Let me just zoom out so you can zoom in and see how this looks. You can see that right there. It's very like, it has like a little bit of a shine to it. If you hang this like with lights over it, you will see some of the shiny parts when the light shines on it, because it has two different shades of blue. One is more of an iridescent, like metallic blue, and the other one's like normal sky blue. All right, so for those sexy folks out there who like to be, sexy, this is some lips. This is about the same size as the prophetic dream or the prophetic woman. I think this is my self-portrait, are about the same size. It's like 2.5 feet by 1.5, something like that. Yeah, so it's its own piece. Okay, thank you. Pearly Whites it's called, and it's 70 by 50. So yeah, it's within that size. It's like a poster size. And this is one of my older pieces. This is from 2016. Yep. And I really enjoy doing this piece. I did it for a friend who is a spicy mama. And she never gave me her address. So shout out to her for, letting me keep this piece. And so I have it here. And if you're a dentist or you just like anything provocative and sexy, this might be something for you. All right. Oh, I have got to show you my birds, guys. Take flight. Taking flight is one of my favorite pieces because it was so hard that I ended up having to do it twice, because I did the wings wrong. And so it didn't look like it was flying. It looked like it was, I don't know. I don't know. It looked like it was doing something else, but it's a smaller portrait size, poster size piece that I really enjoy doing. I feel very accomplished that I was able to make it look like what it was supposed to. And just look at that blue, like these blues here. If you're into tropical birds and into that kind of thing, you are going to enjoy having this piece in your collection. This is an original piece of acrylic, and I think he's getting ready to fly away or fight with someone. This is kind of the stance that they do when they're getting ready to do something like that. I think I was really into, I'm not gonna lie, I was really into birds because I saw so many birds when I went home this Christmas that I just wanted to, have some around for a while. Yeah, so we have here the couple. What's it called? Grooming. Like when these are also macaws, these are blue macaws. You have a few of them in Belize, not as much as in further south, but also native bird to my land. And so their unique color I really tried to capture because it's kind of difficult to do, but I really love birds. I love bluebirds. I think I'm gonna do a collection only on bluebirds because that's just my favorite color. Um, so yeah, I saw this picture of they're hiding. They kind of look like they're telling each other a secret, but they're actually just grooming each other or grooming themselves together. So there is um nope, there is one more piece, and it is right. Yeah, there are two more pieces, and these are right here, my frogs. They're on the other side of the exhibition. So here we have our lovely red-eyed tree frog, which is, yes, you guessed it, poisonous. And they're also native to Belize. Do not mess around with these frogs, okay? You can find them deep in the forest. I've never seen one close up, but I have seen these. They're so adorable, and people think that, like the red-eyed tree frog, they are also poisonous, but they're not. They eat the cute little butterflies, and you see him right here. He's getting ready to bite them. These two here are some smaller pieces. This one is portrait style, and this one is landscape style, and they are both, let me see, what is the size? 18 by 24. So they're quite small pieces. They're beautiful. They'll fit into a nice little brown, rustic looking frame. And you can hang this in your kitchen or in your bathroom. I would hang this in the living room because I just love paintings like these. They just give a little bit of nature to your um to your space. So this is the collection. Um, when you go on to the website, all prices are listed um, in euros. So if you guys want to know more about how to get this shipped to you, please send your information to me, or send me an email address, or send me a message via email, and then we can discuss further, what's it going to cost for you to get your painting in your house. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review video slash walkthrough with my art exhibit. I hope that you guys have a great week and a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you can, of course, you know what to do. Stay safe and stay free.